What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Y'all see it in the title. What's going down? Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. You got here, Texas Democrat, Jasmine Crockett, says here is drawing sharp criticism for comments like federal intervention in urban areas to slave patrols. Definitely sickening. Definitely sickening. Before we get in this video, definitely want to say that I truly appreciate y'all and much love to every single last one of y'all. You know, the things that y'all do, sharing videos, liking the videos, as this, I ain't gonna say so much of coming to, an end, but, y'all know what I mean. This year has definitely been it's been tough. It's definitely been tough. But one thing about it, we're gonna keep on, keep on pushing, keep on staying positive. That goes for, as our Recklezz family as a whole. And the United States, there's been a lot of things happening. I mean, the things that I'm talking about tonight, even you literally have here, Crockett says here, referred, to the National Guard, as, a slave patrol. Definitely sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Definitely sad. Check it out right here.
I'll say it again. Donald Trump's mass deportation system makes me think of what a modern day slave patrol would look like. Slave patrols were armed groups empowered by the government to control, intimidate, and terrorize people solely based on color. That's what's happening now. Donald Trump is sending mass agents without warrants into communities of color to terrorize the people who live there. And the reason that I want to make sure that I draw out this link, because we heard Maxine say that black and brown is coming together.
One thing about it is that this individual has always been, and it says here, this is Jasmine Crockett 2 days ago. Now there are 2 National Guards that, have been shot, and it's truly sickening. It's truly sickening, the things that she says. She has always have done this, she has done it with President Trump. She has done it with Elon Musk. She's done it with a lot of people, because she constantly wants that. And when people hear this, what do you think they'll have to do? And I can't, sit there, and honestly, I can, putting this blame on her, but, because people have these actions, but what do you think people are going to do when they listen to, individuals like this? When they hear individuals say things like this, it's definitely sickening. This right here, this is a post by, Judge Janine, says our hearts and prayers go out to the family of 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom of the National Guard, a hero who volunteered to serve D.C. on Thanksgiving for people she never met and gave the ultimate sacrifice. May she rest in peace. It is now time to avenge her death and secure justice. One thing about it is that, and I truly said this, is definitely sad. Like I've said, being right before Thanksgiving, being right before Christmas, in at all, it should have never been this. And I do love, that President Trump is putting more, National Guard troops, in place, in these places. And what's crazy to me is that people are steady complaining about this. But one thing about it, having National Guard, it literally shows statistically that crime has dropped. But of course, they have this they incite this violence and they say these different things to, take somebody there. And then, or I'm not going to go too far, and say nothing crazy. But to put somebody, in that situation, y'all know what I mean, to do something so crazy like this. And then, okay, we about to blame President Trump and put it out there. The National Guard, they should have never been there in the first place. I'm telling y'all, it's sickening. It's sickening what these individuals are doing. I truly, truly, truly hate. I truly hate that, the left is pushing this to be out to something that they know, like it's all out there. The statistics show how great, of things are happening for them to be, in these places of this bad crime. It's sad. This right here is Jason Wolf. I'm pretty sure, his family have said, just pray. Let's go off here. Just pray for my family and pray for my son. Jason Wolf asked all prayers for his family and son. National Guard member Andrew Wolf, who was one of the 2 service members shot near the White House by Afghan National. Definitely sad. Definitely sad. Right here, this is the National Guard. This is the person who has done this. Check it out, Fox News.
To show you, he was part of this CIA-backed elite Afghan unit, and this right now shows some details where they operated in Afghanistan, but also the vetting process. Supposedly, they went through biometric screenings, in-person interviews, which is very interesting. And Lochinwall's connection here, he was assigned to this O3 unit, recruited and trained by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. This group. Also, wow. Rebecca, known for their brutality and called death squads. So you take that last point there that I just said, right? That they're known as these death squads, quite brutal. And that this man also went through a one-on-one interviews so we understand. What's your takeaway there? Could something have been missed in that process?
Well, it's very disturbing, and this is such a tragedy. We're going to learn more, but I'm reminded that in 2011, an Afghan Air Force colonel walked into an office at North Kabul Airport and blew up 8 U.S. Air Force service members and a contractor. That was an ally. The risks here are just very, very large, and that's why I'm really glad the president is going to go and look at other cases, and we must keep an eye on this radicalization of Islam and this threat that, frankly, now is inside our borders.
There's been reporting that those who knew the suspect when he was younger say that he had mental health issues because of what he witnessed in Afghanistan. So you got to wonder, without painting all of the people who are here from Afghanistan with one brush, whether or not there are others, though, who could possibly be suffering the same type of issues.
This just goes to show you, people wonder why you make the moves that you make when it comes to ICE. I mean, it's literally all, right there in front of us. This is exactly why President Trump and the Trump administration is doing what they're doing, for situations like this. I mean, honestly, just listening to this and just based off of, what happened in Afghanistan, and they're saying that, he had this mental health problem and this, that, and the other. I'm just saying, I'm not even trying to be that person that's because this person is from a different country and this, that, and the other. Man, listen. This is exactly why right here. Regardless, this individual has done something that is very disgusting, and now he'll pay for it. Regardless, he'll pay for it. I'm telling you. This right here is Byron Donalds, Fox News. Check it out.
I don't think it's an overstatement to say that every single one of those National Guard troops walking around the city of Washington, D.C., right this second or at 9 o'clock this morning, have actually saved the lives of American citizens in that city.
It's not an overstatement. We had a hearing in the Oversight Committee a couple of months ago, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. said on the record that since the National Guard was deployed by President Trump, crime has dropped 40% in the nation's capital. 40%. Washington, D.C. has not been a safe city for quite some time. When the president was running for office, he said that he was going to make the nation's capital safe again. He deployed the National Guard. Crime plummeted in Washington, D.C. It has been working. But in spite of that fact, you have Democrat officials who have been whining and crying on TV and in any microphone open saying that it was wrong to deploy the Guard. The president is well within his rights to deploy the National Guard because Washington, D.C. is a federal enclave. It is the purview of the federal government, not just a city, not just some state. So the Guard was deployed. Crime has come down drastically. They should be applauded for the work that they've been doing. And now we have 2 of our National Guardsmen in the hospital fighting for their lives. The Democrats need to do an about face on this. They need to acknowledge the fact that Donald Trump was right, but bigger than that the National Guard has been a help to securing the nation's capital for everybody.
Exactly. People got to understand that. Obviously, the left, they do understand that. They're more so of wanting to put out, the lies, want to put out to incite the violence, want to put out, to make Trump administration look horrible. That's what they want to do. That's what they constantly do, and it's definitely sickening. This right here is Attorney General Pam Bondi says National Guard members who are choosing to serve during Thanksgiving instead of being with family are our heroes. and truly, truly. I constantly say this, and I constantly say this. This is something that I truly, it's just one of those things, man. Like, and I've had this talk, I think I was talking to Retro Steph. Pretty sure I was talking to Retro Steph. Y'all know what it is. Please don't check them out. The Retro Steph and my girl, but probably both. And I was just letting them know, like, just thinking about this. These individuals, they were, obviously very much so of heroes, not only just being in National Guard, but, going against, the things that's happening in these cities. These cities are definitely bad, and I truly, thank, the ones that are, serving, doing anything. My brother served in the military. I know a lot of y'all that's commenting have served, and I thank y'all for y'all service. It's definitely a sad situation seeing this, it's just very sickening. And when it comes to the left, they're definitely, ones to blame. Check it out, fam.
It's still a very active, open investigation about this guy coming into our country in 2021 under the Biden administration, of course, from Afghanistan. Very active. I can tell you my National Security Division is involved. Janine Pirro, Kash Patel directly are involved. And we're doing everything we can as fast as we can. ATF has been involved analyzing the gun. They're moving at light speed to make sure justice is served, because these men and women out there on the streets every day are our heroes. I was in Memphis with them on Monday. We were serving them Thanksgiving dinner because they had all chosen to be with Memphis to keep Memphis safe instead of being with their families. And all the men and women that you're seeing on the screen right now with the National Guard, they had made the same decision, along with Metro Police. President Trump and I were talking all day yesterday. Muriel Bowser called me right away. I've talked to Mayor Bowser multiple times, and the men and women of Metro PD jumped in last night to have the backs of our Guard members who have always had their backs. And yes, President Trump is bringing in 500 more National Guard troops because we will not be taken down by this. We will not be threatened. We will not be intimidated as a country. And we will look out for the great men and women of law enforcement.
There it is. 500 more. 500 more. And it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed. I think the next place that's definitely needed, from what I'm seeing, is Chicago. I don't know what, if maybe y'all, I don't really know where y'all from, or, whether if it's y'all city that needs it. But when it comes to, Chicago is definitely, a place that, National Guard needs to be. It's been a lot of things that's been going down in Chicago alone. But one thing about it is that I do pray, for the ones that, I pray that, that they are going to be okay, that they're going to be all right. And, now I know it's God, God is with them, each and every one of them. It's just definitely a sad situation, And I just, I sit there and I've been thinking about it, and I know a lot of y'all have as well. But one thing about it, definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. Just keep pushing, keep staying positive, and continue to pray. Hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button, please. Catch y'all next one.